things which are very uncomfortable to you in the stock market? Can we list out, can we have some inputs on this from your side? Fear of new loss, very good. Don't know when to invest, what to invest, which stocks to buy, short term, long term, understanding the charts and prediction, very good. So understanding the charts is one, I would like to put it. Second is when to buy, very good. Third is leverage options, okay. Fine, buy, entry, exit time, understanding charts, right? Understanding charts, fear of new lows. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, I have a fear of new lows. Okay, I'll come to that, fear of new lows also, right? So basically, understanding the stocks, options, don't know when to invest, right? Understanding options. Don't know when to invest. Right? Then best stock to buy, that is selection of stocks, I would say. How to assess a company.
So Vinod, are you based outside US? Like, because I see an Indian number.
Hyderabad.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Fear of manipulation, yes. My son stays in US only. He's working there. Best stock to buy. Yeah, long-term, short-term, penny stocks. Fear of manipulation. Very good.
Biotech.
Yeah. So I have enough of what you wanted. Good. And still, if you want to add something, you can. You have the freedom to add reliable information. Very important. Yes, reliability of information, because a lot of rumors, right? Some people say company has announced this, company has announced that, going to announce this. All these things are a lot of issues have. And then you could see there are some expectations on certain companies, but that do not happen, especially like certain companies like Tesla also. There are so much information moving around, right? Right. So we have all these things which are actually distracting or clearing, making you something uncomfortable about, right? So to all these things, there are few guidelines we can share. I can just share with you. So I made a simple thing about how to go about in the market, okay? And what are the skills or whatever you want to have to be comfortable in the stock market. At the end of the whole thing, there will be some announcement which can give some comfort to you with regard to certain things. Let us see that at the end of it. So first and foremost, as a trader, investors, everyone should look for knowledge. Yes, you're looking for knowledge, but there are certain gaps you're looking at. So what are those gaps? Some might be ignorant of or innocent of, like, so what is that knowledge? We want details of that, right? So that you have a checklist or you have a guideline so that you follow that, right? So first and foremost thing is you need to have that knowledge. So knowledge is divine in any phase or anything we talk about, right? Next is you need to have that skills. Most of us are interested to make money, right? All of us, I would say, all of us are interested to make money. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
So we need to have that skills. You need to have that skills. So what is those skills in the stock market which can give that thrill of doing things right? I'm not saying money, doing things right, doing things the right way. If we do that, then automatically the success in stock market follows. Then there are certain things about market functions which we need to understand, right? Like there are certain things which we'll discuss one by one, which I'll put it in a proper fashion so that, you know, it gives you some clear comfort. So these three things are the things you should carry from this particular session, which I thought with my experience and with my understanding and with my problems, what I faced across. So I felt that, these are the three things as a trader or investors need to have clear cut in mind. And when I make these things clear and market goes in my way and I'm able to use my skill to execute properly, I'm making the money. Otherwise, 90% of the time, whenever I don't do all these things in a proper fashion, I'm always in loss or in an uncomfortable situation, right? Is that right? So what are the three things? Knowledge, skill, market functions. We need to understand the market, how it operates, all those things, right? So all these three are very, very important, right? So shall we move forward with the first one, knowledge?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes. So when we want to gain knowledge on doing some trading on a particular security or want to know which security to be in, the shortcut and the fastest method, which most of us follow, is announcement and news. Whatever announcements are coming, whatever news is coming, definitely there'll be a lot of action in this particular security. In the group, you would have seen in the last few days, I think VITQ, okay, that particular security has been like, people were obsessed with that particular security. So from time to time, whenever I could get some view on the chart, because I was not tracking any news on that because Mahinder was updating. So I was just concentrating on price action, right? And as per that price action, I felt it will fall, and the important level from below which it will fall, all those things where the mass psychology on the chart gave me some inputs on that particular security. And as per that, things have moved accordingly, right? I can show you all the things what I've suggested and all on the VITQ. There are certain things I've told to the individual guys because he was personally asking me about that security, like what is expected on that. And I told it should touch around 20. So maybe even it can go up to 15, but 20 seems to be the point which it can go up once it goes below a certain level. So what is happening from almost 28, 27 levels, it came to $20. That is because there is a momentum in the security because of certain news, certain announcements, certain expectations, right? It can be, the news can be a rumor. It can be reality, doesn't matter. What finally want? Most of you said, what is that you want? When to buy, when to sell, what is my selling strategy? So what is that I want? I want whether the news is there, the security is going to be in action, and whether the news will put the stock in the right spirit on the right trend or wrong trend, immaterial to me, but I need to exit right, I need to enter right. That is what you and I may want. Whether Apple is going to go up or some other airlines company is going to go up, I'm least bothered. I am bothered about my judgment should be correct, my trade should be right. That is what I'm bothered about. That is clear when you select a stock based on certain news, certain rumors, certain announcements. So the first and foremost thing, please make a note of it. If you have a piece of paper beside you, I'll share this document or this sheet with you, this presentation with you, this video with you. Not a problem at all. But just make a note, select those stocks which are in limelight, first and foremost, okay? So select them because you want momentum stocks, you want strong stocks, right? If you have a momentum stock, for example, if you take a stock like, what is that, meat, Beyond Meat, right? We also made some money in Beyond Meat because when somebody was asking in the group, I was not aware. Then I went into some details about Beyond Meat and all. Then I found things to be very good and the security is in good momentum. Still, there are holdings I have in Beyond Meat, and I also have some options, right? Now I'm tracking that security. I'm tracking from where it will fall. In the group also I suggested that, 144, 149 is the level you can just exit. And what is the current range also, I've tried to share it with you. When I know everything about the security, about the news, about the announcement, about the fundamentals, now I am making my focus on price action, right? So Beyond Meat is a selection based on certain developments, certain fundamentals, right? So you should select a security where there is news, where there is some announcements, where there is some expectations, right? So please keep this in mind. I will only select a stock where there is going to be some activity because of some announcements. Either it is over, the announcement is done, or announcement is expected. Doesn't matter. That is the first and foremost thing. Two, the global markets are also important. Okay, you are in US. Actually, US market drives the world markets. Yes, but sometimes Asian markets also will have certain impact on US also, like China and all. There's some discussions about relationships with US or some announcements and all that also can impact the US markets. Okay, but majorly we in India, if we want to sit in India, we definitely observe US markets and then take our call on our day-to-day trading or investment also we do based on that. So keep a track on global markets. Now, at the end of these 5 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points on knowledge, I will just show you certain places where you can track these things, right? That will help you to accommodate or use a method or methodology to observe as a checklist. Keep this as a checklist and let me know after a week or 10 days, like, is this really giving some value to your analysis or not? Please let me know. Okay, if you let me know, it will be very great, encouragement to me. Next is the fundamentals. The fundamentals of the company is very, very important. Most of us, we feel fundamentals is not my subject, or fundamentals is not I'm aware, because most of the IT guys or engineers, you feel fundamentals is an alien subject. How many feel fundamentals is an alien subject? May I have your answer, please? How many feel fundamentals is an alien subject?
At least me.
Okay. Okay, so don't worry. Fundamentals, first you see the profitability. I'll show in some certain areas. Okay, at the end, just remind me. I'll show you which is the place where you can see the fundamental and what couple of things you can keep watching, right? And those who are in the group, just keep reminding me. I can just keep sharing you certain fundamentals when I observe on a particular security. Okay, there are a couple of securities on which I said the fundamentals are not good, but the security is in momentum. Please go ahead and trade. That's not an issue, but please remember the fundamentals are not good. Okay, fine. The fundamentals are just to see the profitability. Just see the profitability, net profit. Okay, just keep a watch on the net profit. That is most important. And we are talking about a good companies, right? If it is a smaller companies or companies which is not known much to the people, you may have to go more into management, all those things. Otherwise, if you're looking some companies like Coca-Cola, or maybe you're talking about what you call like Boeing and all, you all know about management, etc. So you need not worry much about the management and all in that particular case, but you can look at the net profit. Now, when you see the net profit, right, there are a couple of things on the net profit, right? Well, some people see quarterly. Okay. Now, someone was asking investment. Here, someone was asking, where is that? When to invest, right? So one is, investor need not see only the quarterly profit. They can see the annual profit. Okay. So as you all know, the companies announce quarterly results, right? So once in a quarter, the results are announced. So that will give more momentum and more action once in 3 months. And that action will sustain or maintain for a month or two, which is quite enough for you to trade, right? So quarterly profits and actual profits. And when you're looking at profits, just try to look at net profits, okay? And operating profits. These are more important. Operating profits also very important, because out of the operations, if people are not able to make big money, that means they're able to show more of net profit, very less of operating profit. That means it's only a management of only depreciation, tax, all other parameters, right? So operating profits talks about a higher margin for the company. So you need to look at these things, net profits, operating profits on a shortcut scale for you to analyze those things. At the end, I will show you, you can see in one of the website. At the end, I will show you that. That's not an issue. Fine. Next, technicals. We are obsessed with indicators. We are obsessed with patterns. We are obsessed with what you call candlesticks, right? But you need not look at so many things, right? You can just have the best of the best trader. The profitable trader in the market uses simple methods of trading. It doesn't complicate in using the setup. If he complicates, there will be a lot of difficulty, right? Somebody who's not able to see, he just uses glasses, right? He goes to the doctor and then he gets a, what do you call, glasses, and he wears it. Whether it is which company doesn't matter, but he doesn't use 2 set of glasses or 3 set of glasses to watch the opposite object, right? So one single glasses what he wears, that's more than enough to understand the opposite object. The same way, 1 or 2 indicators or 1 or 2 setups are more than enough to understand the heat in the security, the momentum in the security. That is very important. We want whether there is a heat. Sometimes what happens is you and I get information very, very, very late. Very, very late. You get late, I get late. Every one of we retailers get the news late. When the results are being announced, who are the people who know about that particular results? The company guys, the auditor guys, the shareholders, the promoters, right? The directors, they are more early. Even the news channels, Bloomberg, they get early than you and me. So by the time the news or information reaches to you, it is very, very late. By then things are already put into the market. Investors are already there. Traders are already there. Right? So you and I are always late. So there is a possibility. Why? We'll just take the case of Beyond Meat. When we were talking about Beyond Meat, I could see people were asking about Beyond Meat when the security was around $100. So let me open the Beyond Meat chart for you. I'll show way to see all this chart. That's not a problem. 1 second. Can you see the chart? Can you see the chart? Can you see the chart?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Great. Now, at this junctures, we all were discussing. No one was discussing here at $50 or $60. As far as my knowledge goes, in the group, we were all discussing here, right? So what is that happening here? So we were only watching about this particular security at this zone, right? When I see the overall picture of the security, I find that we are always late and we are somewhere here when the discussion was happening. Some people would have been early, maybe at this point, but we are never at this point. We are never at this point, right? So what is happening? See the volumes here. See the volumes here, which are picking up at this particular zone. Okay, I'll just zoom the chart so that you get the picture right. You can see the volumes here, right? So the point is, there is something happening in the security itself that, the security is showing some promising moves. Then the point is, how do I know that I should be in Beyond Meats? I get the news or I get the announcement or something happens here. But why is that? I'm not able to catch this security. Is the immediate issue you have? Yes or no? Why is that I'm getting clarity here, but I'm not able to gauge or understand the situation here? Why is that? Are you having that doubt? Yeah, good.
Yes.
So what you need to do is, in the group, if you would have seen from time to time, what was I doing? I was keeping the gainers and losers in the group for all of you purposefully. The reason is you need to be aware about the gainers and losers from time to time. See the gainers. So from these gainers from day-to-day basis, for example, if you see this Aurora cannabis, right? It's about 4.5%, okay? 68% change. What is that? Why is that the security is moving so much? Just go and have a look at that particular security. You may get some idea. You have a lot of website. So please make a note. Where is that? What you're supposed to see? Top gainers. Where are you supposed to see? You can see in Wall Street site, right? You can check in Bloomberg. Okay. Trading View. I was keeping Trading View for all of you in the group so that you can see the gainers, right? So all these things from day-to-day basis, if you observe the top gainers and top losers from time to time, you may get some clue to catch or understand the security behavior early than others. Early than others. We are here. Our knowledge and our work and our actions should alert us at this zone or maybe at this zone, at this level or this level. For that, my sincerity in following the gainers and losers can add value to your analysis being better than others. Right? Is it making sense or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
So what you need to do is take some technical indicators like volume, simple price action, right? Something crossing, something gaining, something losing. Go and check the volumes. Technicals is nothing but price and volume action. So what is technicals? Help me. What is technicals? What is technicals? What do we use in technicals in understanding the momentum?
Price and volume. Price and volume.
Price and volume action, right? So how do I know there is action in the price? When the stock is in top gainer, that means there is some action in the price. Am I right? Then what I'm supposed to do? Go to that top gainer and just click on here and use the chart. Beyond Mills, type it off. Fine, it is in the top gainer. How is the volume? How is the volume? Right? You can check. Even in sometimes in certain areas, they'll also give the volumes here. Can you see the volumes? Okay. You'll have security price gainers, volume gainers, a lot of developments what are taking place in the market. You can see those things. Okay. Please use simple technicals. Don't get obsessed with the technicals. At the end, we don't want technicals. We want the right trade. Your objective and my objective is to enter right, exit right. That is our common mutually agreed thing. But we don't want to prove that I am a PhD. I want to be a technical expert. I don't want, okay, for coming into the media, for becoming analyst and all, it is fine. That is a different case altogether. We don't want to be in that category. We don't want that profession. We want correct trade. So please use simple technicals, right? Price, volume, action. Okay. This, even without much of a knowledge on technicals, you will be able to at least make some independent analysis. If someone is saying that the security will go up, see whether the price is crossing, the security is in the gainers, the volumes are good. Is the security able to cross previous high? Simple techniques you see. Is it in the 52-week high, 1 year high? So when you go and see the chart once again, you can make out. I'll just show you the chart. So when I take for 1 year, okay, you can see this 2020. 2020 is the starting point till May, 5 months, right? The securities cross this level. Is it crossing this level? It's just holding on to this level. Now, if it is crossing this, it is well and good. And if it is maintaining above that, well and good. So keep watching the volumes. Now, initially when it crossed, you could see it has crossed the 1 month high. 1 month high, that is the April high, it has crossed with volume. Okay, in the short term, let me show you a little more carefully. So you could see the April high. I'll just put a horizontal line. You can just keep observing how I'm using the tool. Okay. This is April high, right? This April high is crossed with volume. That's good. So what do? I enter somewhere here and keep my stop loss somewhere here. Just for your benefit, I'll just show you how you can consider trading. This candle is completed, and in the last session we did about candlesticks. I know some people wouldn't have attended that particular session. I request Praveen to share that video once again to all the participants in this particular webinar, so that it will be of great help to them. Right? Now, where do I keep the stop loss? My stop loss will be below this candle low. Okay, I'm just trying to solve your problem because I could get a lot of feedbacks of what is the issues with you. So I'm keeping the stop loss. So I hope people understand what is stop loss, but for your benefit, I can just tell you. So what I'm doing, I'm buying around 116 to 120 zone, right? And if it goes below 109, I'm in a loss of around $7 to $8 per unit. I book my loss of $7 to $8 and come out of the security. That is stop loss. So when after buying, when the security goes down, I am in loss. So I'm stopping my loss. Where do I stop my loss? Below the low of this candle, right? So I buy here, I keep my stop loss here. From here, what do? If you are a business person, you understand, you book your profit for 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%, 10%. Don't worry about where the security will go. Just use your comfort to book. If you are an intraday trader, take a % or 2 to exit. Okay. If you have a risk appetite, you can hold on, and you want to try for further target, hold for 3 to 5%, not an issue, right? Or you can use a simple method. When the security has crossed 1 month high and you bought the security, go to the previous high, 129. Even that is crossed, go to another high, 134, right? So now, as per the technicals, what are the simple targets? Now I have above this 134 and 145. These are my targets. So I'm buying somewhere around 116 to 120 zone and keeping my target 134, 145, which are previous high, because I bought the security after it crossed the recent high with volume, and I'm waiting for another high level to reach, and I'll book there, or I would like to hold for another high and then book my profit. Is that fine? Are you able to get the point?
Yes.
Yeah, very clear. Very, very clear, Vinod.
Thank you. Right, good. So fundamentals, global markets, announcements. This will help you the selection of securities, selection of the stock. Okay. If the news is annual results and major announcements or major changes, like somebody said, particular security, they have announced some drug for this, it's very good. There's I think Novavax or some company has got some funds, so that is going to be a long-term impact for the security. That can be useful for investors also and traders also, right? Now comes the price action. This is very important, price action, right? Now, one of the problems in price action is when the security is already moved. If you see this particular candle, the low is 110, the high is 126. It's already moved around $16. You and I are, what do you call, getting so much energy to enter at this point. But you need to understand that from 110 to 126, it's almost how much? 16% movement, right? Almost 16 to 17% movement. It has already completed for the day. It's a huge movement, right? And most of the securities, especially mid caps and other securities, they don't have any circuits or limits for the day that I know. but for certain securities, you have 10%, 20% circuits recall. That means the security cannot move beyond that 10% of the security price. That's a different case. We'll keep that discussion for another webinar. But here, what I would say is when the security has already moved 16% during the day, it is not suggestible to be entering into that security anymore for the day. And if you watch this 127 or 128, it is very near to the previous high. It's matching. So two things. One is security moved 16% during the day. That's too high. That means the price action has been very good. The news would have been there, but the security has moved so much. Two, it is near to recent highest price, which was in this case 134, right? So it is 128 or 134, very near to that. So it is better to see that the security is able to cross this zone so that you can expect a further higher zone movement, then only you do it. Even if you buy at 127, you need to understand the risk is very high. If I buy this security, I'll show it again. If I buy this security at 126, my risk is almost $12 to $13, right? So you need to be careful about, am I ready for that particular risk? If then yes, it doesn't take much time for you to do the analysis, because in the list itself, you'll come to know what is the percentage rise. Okay, when you see the chart in your trading terminal and all, you'll have this percentage rise. Otherwise, I can just show you in the Wall Street thing. You can see the percentage change. When you see a particular stock like this Aurora company, the volume is this, the change is this, the percentage change is this, right? So the percentage movement is very clear here. But can it move further higher? That you need to see the previous highs and verify. Price action talks about your volatility of the security, all those people who are in the group, a couple of days had been insisting that this security can move $4 to $6. This security can move $6 to $7. I was just telling that. Why? Because the chances of that stock moving so much is limited. And we as traders, only when the security moves enough or it moves great, then only you and I get that encouragement, that motivation, that strength to enter the security. Am I right or not?
Yeah.
Do you get motivated when the security has gone up or not?
Yeah, yes, you're right.
So quick question, please. Can I ask quick question? Like when you're looking for the previous high, right? In this pandemic, what is that range we can look for the previous highs and lows? Sorry about asking this question, but yeah.
When the security is, this is the previous high, which is around $117, and the low has been 110 and crossed this 117. Now this security is beyond meat. And if you see the previous historical, those who people are new in analyzing all these things in terms of volatility, you can see the previous record, how much movement the security makes. That can give you the immediate clue, how much it can move. For example, in this particular bigger candle, the low is 97, the high is 117. So it has moved around $20. And when the security is crossing here at that particular situation, it's crossing 117. Whereas the previous close is 100. So $117 is already, $17 is already moved, and the security is crossing the previous high with volume. So there is a chance of the security moving more than $3. So your first target would be $3 when you buy at 117. Right? Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
So what you need to do is understand how much the security can move, because this is a very 1 hour session and people are new. I don't want to get into too much depth and confuse the scenario. This can be a simple methodology to analyze, because there is something called VIX, volatility index, right? Those things, and those who are doing options, okay, you people also can find out what is the volatility. Maybe when I do a webinar or some session on options, that time, please remind me, I'll speak about volatility more in the options webinar. Okay, just remind me when I do options webinar and you people are around. Okay, so I don't want to get into so many things at the stage. At this stage, I want to make this session simplify and give you a guideline for following from Monday, right? So first, I'll just repeat, watch all the stocks or make a list of stocks which are having news or expected news or announcements first. So make down 3 or 4 stocks. Okay.
So, Vinod, so quick questions. So the main intention is here to kind of day trading, right? It's not meant to be long-term investment, right? That's what kind of guess that.
Both. Yes, both. Because this announcement can have long-term impact. That is what I'm trying to say. Like if you take the case with, for example, the 5G. So Apple and Verizon are the 2 companies which will be the beneficiaries of 5G, which is going to be a reality in the next few months. So that is going to have a long-term impact on Apple and Verizon, right? So when that announcements are coming on 5G implementation, and your focus as an investor or even as a trader should be on Apple and these things. So that announcement can have a long-term impact going forward. Right?
Okay. So, but at the same time, we need to kind of decide what is the right time to sell based on that too, right? So you're gonna be hinting on those things too, right?
As an investor, you need to look at the valuation, all those things, right? The levels, all those things you need to see, and when the security is cooling down, you add. But as a trader, not necessary that the security will fall as soon as the news announcement comes. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's not like that always. Now, for example, I can just take this beyond the meat example, and let us say the announcement has come. The point what you're trying to say is it has reached the previous high, that is 117. The news is out, so there should be some profit booking and the security should fall. That is what your intention is.
Okay. Okay. Now I understand.
Now the security has crossed. The security has crossed.
Yep.
Volume. That means the news has got a further lasting impact on the security. So my thinking of booking my profit or exiting in that particular situation or shorting or selling the security is ruled out. Okay, so first, again, I just summarize this thing before I go to the next point. Announcements. We'll go to the list of stocks, international markets. Now, where to see the international markets? You can see here in investing.com. Okay, I'll just go to the investing.com main site. Okay, now you can see the indices futures. Here 24 hours, you can see the updates. See, Dow is showing 0.16% up. What does that mean? That means Monday morning in US, Dow is expected to open 38 points higher. And NASDAQ is going to open about 0.5% up, and S&P 500 0.25% up. This is what is going to happen on Monday morning as of the current situation. Okay. Whereas if you see the closing of Dow, it's 0.25%. Okay. And here another 16.16%. Similarly, if you take the case of NASDAQ, okay, NASDAQ is actually matching. These both have closed. So Monday morning, you will come to know what is the real situation. Even if you see the S&P 500, there is a variation, 0.16, this is 0.25. So these things from time to time will keep updating you of the international markets, like European markets, like DAX, CAC and all. And again, if you come down to the Asian markets, China, Hang Seng, Nikkei, all these are Asian markets. So you can just keep a track of this link. I can just share this link with you all so that you can keep a track of it. The second point of your analysis makes it comfortable. So I would say global markets indices. That will help you to follow it. Fundamentals, okay, I promised you, I'll show you one place. You can see here macrotrends.net, okay. This also, I'll share the link with you. Sorry. So this is the link of what do you call fundamentals. Okay. Now I'll just go to that site again. Trends. What you do is just click on some security. Let's say I want to look at Tesla, right? Click on Tesla revenue. Anything you want, you can you see here? You'll get all the data, financials. Click on here, you'll get the financials. So investors, annual base. You can also see the quarterly base, okay? Traders can see the quarterly base. If you see annual basis, I'll be more happy. At least you see the quarterly basis, right? Now, if you go down, see the operating income, last quarter, current quarter, am I right? So this is the March quarter, this is the December quarter. So let us see the operating income, $360, 360 million or billion, yeah, $1 million, right? Here, $283 million. So there has been some slump, okay? Next, earnings, net profit, pre-tax income, and income after taxes, net income, right? So net income, operating income. Net income is the net profit, 113, here 16, right? So these things will give you a sense of what is going to happen in this particular security, right? And if you go to the previous records also, it's been continuously showing losses here, but finally it has again entered into profits here in the last 3 quarters. This is one of the reasons, last 3 quarters in the sense about 9 months. So from 9 months, it's in profit after a negative quarters of 2 quarters. So that's a good scenario that, you know, from losses, the security is now coming into profit. Somebody say Tesla is never in profit. That means they are talking about not quarterly profit, they're talking about annual profits. Okay, maybe they're talking about annual profits. Now you can see net income. Last year, loss. So if somebody is saying in the group or somewhere that Tesla is in loss, that means they are indicating about annual results, annual performance, not quarterly performance, right? So as I promised you, I'm giving you the link for, this is not the link. I'll just show you the link. This by mistake. The wrong.
Mr. Vinod, just wanted to have a quick time check here. This is Praveen. So I know that there are a couple of questions waiting in the chat. So do you think we can close by 12 and then 5 minutes for questions and then the announcement and we can wrap up the session?
Yes.
Sure.
To go for call and put. Yeah, calls and puts, we'll definitely put it for the next session or next webinar. Why is prices going up when it is making loss? That's what I told you, that, you know, some announcement about the company, like if you see the few companies in biotechnology and all, because of the vaccine, even the companies are making losses, the securities are going up. So, okay, this is a very good question. Here I would talk about a couple of points. Current price, okay, takes into account, okay, present and expected performance. Please note this point. Current price of a security is a part of the current performance and the expected performance, right? So even if the company is making losses, the chances are they can go further higher because of this particular reason. Is it making sense? Are you with me?
Yeah.
So another question from Uday Shankar. So thank you, Uday, for waiting. So I just pasted his question there, Mr. Vinod. So you can see in the chat the latest one. Need basic tips related to announcements like CTSH announced they will act senior executives. Apart from checking technical, how can we make judgments like should we hold or enter or exit?
Okay, good. This is a very good question. I would like to give a good answer for you. You and I, when we see this news, what do you think of? We think of that the company is in problem. That is the one point. That is the negative. The company is in problem, so they are removing it. There is a problem. Yes, I'm 100% with you. But please also see behind that the company is trying to reduce its overheads. They're taking some action to ensure the company doesn't go out of track. I'll just share one of the beautiful example of TCS with my friend. Few years ago, he had been completely asking me about, Vinod, why don't you give me one good company which I can invest? He's working in TCS. I said, why are you looking at some other company? Your company is the best. Go and invest in that. Then the immediate reaction was, my company knows how to take full work from me, full work from our team. They don't look at giving benefits to us. They want more and more work from us. The expectations are very, very high from the company side. Why should I think of TCS? This is the thinking of an employee. He's not thinking as an investor. Think you're doing business. Would you like to share more of your expenses towards your employees, or you want to take more profit and give less salary and get best work out of it and smart work from him? Please tell me. So the investors will be interested in getting more work from your employees or less work from my employees. You want to pay more money to him or less money and get more work? Just decide. I said your companies are right. Even now I say TCS is the best. The reason is I'm assured now that the company is effectively using its team to make more money. That is good for me because I am an investor in TCS, so I'll get more profit, right? The same thing is here. Is it making sense now? So a good company like MSFT, Microsoft, all these companies, if they're trying to, rationalize, I don't say that, their acting is because they don't like the people. It's not like that. It is that they're rationalizing their resources. Okay. I'll just put it rationalizing. In the current scenario, what we all want is rationalizing the situation so that the company is in right spirit. Okay, is shorted or not? Very simple. You can just see the chart. Okay, when you see the chart here, for example, let me check the S&P futures because futures is traded. Right? Since most of you may be new to options or wouldn't have gone into depth of options, I'm not able to take you to options and show you all those things. So that requires some knowledge on futures and derivatives. So as of now, I don't want to make it too complicated to all of you. Okay, so just go here, put the volume, right? So you have placed the volume. So the volume are not reflecting in this particular situation. So let me put another security here. Yes. Now just see the volume component here. Okay. I think you would have missed the previous seminar, previous webinar. That's maybe one of the reasons here. Now, if you could see this, when the prices are going down and when the prices are going up. When the prices are going up, volumes are rising like mad, right? This indicates that there are a lot of buying taking place. Okay. Similarly, if you see in this particular zone, the prices are going down and the volumes are also rising compared to the previous green candles, right? So that indicates some shorting is taking place. Is that fine?
How do you know with the volume, right? They both are increasing volume. How do you know which one is shorting and which one is buying?
In this volume, there'll be buyers and sellers. If there are more sellers, this doesn't mean that total sellers are there. because there has been a supply induced price action, the prices will cool down, right? So that will create the fall in the security price, right? If buyers are more, will the price go up or go down?
Up.
Go up, right? When the sellers are more, what will happen to the price?
Go down.
That's what I'm trying to explain. Okay. So when the price, when you see, now this is a 15-minute candle, 15-minute price action. So in this current 15 minutes, when the stock has settled at a lower level with a higher volume, indicates that, you know, there is a change in the scenario from demand to supply. Okay. So
But how do you know whether it's a buyers or sellers into the volume?
that's what I'm saying. Look at the volume, look at the price action. Look at the price action.
Okay, the combination of price and volume.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what is a part of technicals. When are looking into all these things can help you to understand there are shorters here. And that's what, if you check the previous levels, it will be easy for you to analyze. Okay, if you're in the group, I keep telling a lot of levels of various securities. At that levels, observe whether the prices are going down, and is it going down with more volume or higher volume. That will give you some clue of shorting is taking place or not. Okay. And in derivatives, there's another story altogether, but all securities do not have derivatives. So this is one of the ways to tell that, you know, there are shorting taking place in this particular security. Second thing is also, when the prices are going up, now in this particular case, okay, here, if you see, the prices have gone up, right? The prices have gone up. Can you see the volumes have gone down? Okay. In the absence of demand, why is the security going up? This is what we call short covering. Okay. That means people had been selling from here. That's why the prices have gone down. So when the security has gone down too much, these people who sold at this point, what they will do, it has fallen a lot, let us try to pick it up. But new people don't want to enter the security. The old people, most of them, if I say old people, doesn't mean that it's only these people are commanding the price. There can be few of new people also, or new investors also, but most of the people who sold the security in this price zone, they are entering in this zone. Okay, so they are forced buying. They are doing forced buying. That's why the force of buying, though the volume is low, the security has gone up. This is called short covering. Okay, so whenever maybe we talk about terminology or something in the future classes, future webinars, I'll tell you about all these things in more detail. At least now, are you able to make out the point? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, thank you, Mr. Vinod. I think in the interest of time, it's already 12:05. So
Okay.
do you think we can stop here?
I leave it to the group.
I mean,
Yeah,
Naveen, if you
on.
have a time, we can continue for another few minutes. If you are comfort.
I'm comfortable.
Okay.
Yep, please continue, I think.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, I'll do one thing. We'll wrap up in 15 minutes. Okay, is that fine with everyone?
Yep.
That's great. Okay, now I'm coming to the skills part. So all these areas, please refer to the links here I have provided. Now the skills. Just knowing all these things is going to pull you into the profitable zone. You need to understand trading activity. You need to know how to buy, how to sell, how to take the trade, and what are the parameters applicable on the platform, and how convenient is the platform. Many a times the target reaches, but you are somewhere. You should know how to use the app. All that platforms you should be comfortable. There are certain apps for trading also. So try to get comfortable with that. Second thing is, you should also know how to place certain orders well in advance. Okay. Most of the time when I'm doing trading, I don't wait for the price to come to that level or my expected level and place the order. Not like that. I place well in advance the orders. And I never know that the price can reach tomorrow or day after. I do not know. So I just place something called GTT orders. Okay, GTT. Or in your terminology, it is GTC. That is
Yeah, it's
cancel.
good till cancellation. Yeah.
Yeah, for us it is good till trigger and all. We also use GTC depending on the platform you're using. So I'm just giving you an example. You should be comfortable with your platform, with the specifications of your platform, with the approach of your platform, with the design of your watch list. All these things should be well properly designed so that you are able to handle the platform comfortably. This is one of the things, you need to have that skill, because the prices do not wait for you to exit and then it will fall. It will fall as soon as it decides, as soon as the market changes. So you need to have that skill to exit. Especially I'm talking about people who are doing huge volumes and people who are doing futures and options. Please remember, because this is a problem I face. There are so many cases I lost money because of these things. Okay. Security behavior, this is very important. Security behavior, how it behaves. If you keep tracking the same security, you become comfortable with the security. If you keep changing the securities time and again, it becomes very difficult. How it performs in the morning. There are cases, I'll tell you, I'll just share one of my students' example. He trades only in one security and he completes his trade within 15 minutes, maximum 40 minutes of the market opening. And within 45 minutes, he is out of the market. He just switches off his computer, goes away. He doesn't trade. He will not even use his mobile platform or whatever, just within 40 minutes max. And this has been doing more than 1 year now. Either is in profit or loss. Out of 22 or 20 trading sessions, 15 to 10 sessions definitely is in profit. And overall in the end of the month, he is in profit. That's for sure. That is because the discipline he follows the understanding of that security behavior, how it behaves at the opening and how it behaves in the time when he trades, and he is following that time of the behavior of that particular security. And when the security changes its behavior, he will change his timing. Will it move at 10 o'clock? Will it move at 11 o'clock? He tries to gauge the behavior of the security and then he tries to trade. I think in a couple of minutes, a couple of times, Mahendra was indicating that, in the last 2 hours, let us see the action, right? This is what you need to understand, how the securities behave in the market. So you need to be clear about that. Say, just because somebody said the security will go up, don't go and jump. Be in those securities you are comfortable. Risk reward ratio is very important. Now the same example holds good for your Beyond Meat. I think that chart is gone. Yeah, suppose let us take the example here only. I'm buying at 134, right? And my stop loss is at 132. My risk is $2, right? So my risk is $2. My reward should be at least $2. I will not trade for $1. I will not trade for $1. I'll trade for minimum $2 to $4. Otherwise, I will not trade. Okay. For your benefit, I'll just put it here on the paper on this particular sheet. Buy, right? Stop loss. Okay. So I'll just change it. This is not 132. This is 134. So my risk involved here is 2. So what should be my target? My target as per the risk reward should be minimum $2. That is 136 to 138. Now, can it go to 136 is the next question. Just go to 136. Can you see 136? There is a previous high from where it has fallen earlier. So the possibility of reaching 136 is there. Am I right? So I buy here, stop loss here. Otherwise, I will not do the trade. I will avoid the trade. Okay, because the success in the trade is not 100%. It is just been between 50 to 60% on a conservative basis, right? smart decisions. Okay, this I want to talk about it. When it goes to 136, you miss the trade, you miss the exit, sorry. 135, 135.50, you should exit off. You should take your decision fast and get out. I'm talking about intraday traders, right? Professional traders or investors, you should keep a stop loss below 135 in case you miss this, because you're a long-term investor. If it goes below 135, it will exit. So you go and place GTC orders. So if it goes below 135, it gets automatically triggered, automatically executed, because you have a scope to wait for some more time, right? But intraday traders, they don't have time. They need to adjust here and get out. So your smart decision is important, and smart people trade when there is momentum in the market. If you could see the momentum, generally it is in the first 1 hour and the last 1 hour. Okay. So first 1 hour, last 1 hour is definitely, you have seen in the last couple of days how the S&P 500 was moving by end of the day, and most of the securities were making a bigger moves in that particular time, right? So the first 1 hour and the last 1 hour are crucial for the market to make big actions. So your smart decisions need to be there at that particular situation. So all this skill will help you to get that particular trader right. Is it making sense? Am I clear?
Yep.
Yeah. So platforms, security behavior, risk reward, smart decision. These 4 parameters. So please make a note. Platform, be comfortable with the platform. Behavior of the security. Enter and exit. How much is the risk? How much is the reward? And entry and exit smartly. Do it smartly. Select the right security. Be in the right stock. Be in the right situation. Okay. The last one. Market functions create the actions. Most of the trades you can see in pre-market only, you know what is going to happen. Okay, how it is going to open. There was one situation where one particular security, somebody was asking, I forgot, the opening was showing $15 higher. I told, please exit. The pre-market shows it $15 higher, it's going to open. This is the time you should exit, because it is not going to cross that 180 because of some technical issue and all. I put the chart and then explained to him. So when you know that pre-market it is opening like that, you place an order in the pre-market itself. All the platforms support, most of the platforms support to place orders after our orders and all. You can just place your order at 179 or 178. Just place the order beforehand so that, you know, when the market opens from 180, when it falls, you exit at 178. Don't wait, because it's opening $15 and as per the chart, it shows, you know, it can't cross 180. So when it is pre-market, I can show you how the pre-market is going to open. Like, for example, let me take a stock like, Netflix, how it's going to open on Monday morning. As I've shown you the pre-market, all those things, I can show you this also. 1 second. Okay, Netflix. Okay, can you see the after hours price? Can you see this? So Monday also, before market starts, check out what is the price it is going to open here. That will tell you that can I take a decision in the pre-market itself. So market functions help us to understand what is going to happen. The market sessions, morning sessions are very active. Again, the closing sessions are very active. Then intraday, margins are different. Delivery margins are different. Okay. And different category of securities, the margins are different. Margins in the sense, if you have, let's say $1,000, you can also trade for $2,000, $3,000. That's the margin provided by the broker. Okay. So for intraday, if you're having, let's say $1,000, they may go up to $4,000, $5,000. That means $1,000 is yours. Around $4,000 to $5,000, they have given additional exposure we call, right? And for CNC, that is the delivery. If you want to buy today and sell after a couple of days, you can have certain margin. Like if you have $1,000, they can additionally give you some more additional money for a few days. Okay, you can check with your broker what is the extent of margin he can provide you. But for the new people or people who are not comfortable with risk, don't do all these margin issues. I'm just telling you for your knowledge, not that you should go and do it. I'm just telling you for your information, because especially those who are intraday traders and speculative traders, you keep looking at these things. So you can see all these things. This will help you to understand what sort of security is all about. Okay. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yes.
Yes, Vinod.
Good. So knowledge,
Yeah.
skill, market functions. Three things. I've given all this in. Go to it. This recording, whichever area you want to listen once again, you can listen once again. It will give you some doubts. You can just ping me. I can be very comfortable to answer you as per your analysis, your own analysis without difficulty. Anytime you can just ping me in the WhatsApp, or you can just send a message to Praveen or to me. We can try to answer it. Links and all, so that you can know it. Now it's time for.
Can you share your WhatsApp number to us?
You're not in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, just pick it up from there.
Yes.
Yeah, you can pick it up from where. This is my WhatsApp number.
Hey, thank you, Vinod, and thanks, Praveen, for for organizing. Wonderful session.
Yeah, thank you all. I think before we all leave, I just wanted to say a small announcement. So, based on the request and the feedback what we are getting, so I've asked Mr. Vinod to set up a 3-day. So,
I think you have to mute. Everyone has to mute.
I'm just doing that. So, we just wanted to announce that Mr. Vinod will be coming out with a 3-day training session. So many of you will be getting an update on what it would be, what will be the topics, and definitely I would request everyone to register
So,
for that.
Is it a free session or it's a paid session?
I think for the 3-day, definitely we wanted to have a minimal fees, so that
Right,
in
yeah.
this time we definitely want to respect him. It will
No,
not be
I know.
too much.
I mean, just asking so that there is a clarity. People understand.
Yes.
There is no ambiguity in that. Yeah.
So we will continue these sessions to Mahesh. Mahendra, you are the one who asked question.
Yes, Praveen. Yes.
Okay, Mahendra. So definitely we'll be continuing these sessions on the topics. So in the interest of this situation, so I'm very, very happy that Mr. Vinod has agreed to give these sessions on the trainings and, tips on how to do the stock market and how to play around in this downtime. And we also want, if anyone has any suggestions in the future sessions, how we need to modify a little bit, please do email. I have sent an email, and we will be uploading all these webinars recording onto the Facebook, also the YouTube. I already sent another time a link, so that anyone who do not, who didn't register, who didn't subscribe, can do that. And definitely to reiterate, Mr. Vinod is my uncle, so he has tremendous knowledge, and he has been 20 years in this field. And I requested him, definitely during this COVID situation, everyone will benefit out of these sessions. So that's where he's spending time with us. And again, once again, thanks a lot, Mr. Vinod, for your time. And at any point of time, we see 70 participants on an average on this call, and extending the call beyond 1 hour says that how interested people are, and they are following your training, and we will continue this.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thanks everybody for giving me this opportunity. And I just want to complete that announcement, what Mr. Praveen had indicated. I made some report on S&P 500 as a on the technical part using the chart that in a couple of days I'll sharing it with you, so that you have some view of how to do the analysis and what is expected going forward on S&P 500. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Vinod.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vinod.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Happy weekend. Thank you, Madhu. Thank you, Raghavendra. Thank you, Satish. Uday Shankar, thank you. Thank you, Sridhar. Thank you, Narasimha. Nice, Kunal. Thanks.
So, Praveen, did you share in which group is that? Like you
Thanks,
said,
Sridhar. I didn't get your name, Nabu. Nice session. Thank you. Thank you, Mahi. Thank you, Santosh. There is a group called BS Talks and Investment. I think Praveen can share the link of that group. You can join that particular group. There's some simple discussions and all keep happening on that particular market regularly. So you can be part of the group. Praveen can share the link. Can you just ping him so that he can understand to whom he has to send the link? Or you can also ping me. I can also share the link. So I have this link, right? My number 919866574259. That's my number. WhatsApp.
Hi Vinod, this is Shravan. I'm friend of Varun actually.
Yeah, Shravan, hi.
Hi. So I don't know. Did he inform me about me, like, because he called me like previous and he wanted to discuss. So maybe we can.
Yeah. Yes. We'll. If you're comfortable, tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow for me it's night, so maybe in next 24 hours we can speak.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Can you just give me a contact number?
Yeah. It's 214 909 6792.
Right. Actually, he has given you a number. I think I've put you in the group.
Yeah. I'm already in the group. Yeah.
Sure. How do you find the group?
Sorry?
How do you find the group?
Yeah, it's because I see like a lot of people are active, so which is a very good sign.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's very good sign because everyone is active, and although I'm seeing like what kind of stocks they are following. So yeah, that seems good actually.
Those charts and levels so that people can take some proper decision to trade.
Yeah.
And is it okay if I speak to you after an hour from now?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Speak after
absolutely.
1 hour.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay then. Yeah. Talk to you later. Yeah.
Bye. Bye.